Can Duolingo actually teach you Russian? Well, in this video we'll find out. For those of you who don't know, Duolingo is a language learning app. You can learn practically any language on there. To determine if Duolingo is a top or flop, we have to look at the app and the learning concept behind it more closely. First of all, Duolingo teaches sentences and not grammar. It presents you with sentences on end without teaching you a singular grammar rule. This can either often lead to confusion when learning, or Duolingo presents you with the same old boring sentences for weeks on end, and you eventually give up because you're utterly bored. So generally speaking, I believe that language learning should occur without grammar input, or at least with very little grammar input. The idea is that you learn a language through exposing yourself to the language and not by studying it. But isn't that exactly what Duolingo does? Duolingo just throws sentences at you and expects you to learn. So aren't they actually really good at language teaching? No, you get way too little input through Duolingo. Through reading and hearing the same sentence 10 times, you won't suddenly understand the whole language. Duolingo should rather try and provide you with longer texts, with sentences that actually have a proper meaning. Additionally, you probably don't spend more than 10 minutes on Duolingo a day, do you? Well, I don't want to be the guy who tells you, but for language acquisition you actually have to get hundreds, if not thousands of hours of input. And that's definitely not happening if you do Duolingo for 10 minutes each day. Okay, now that I've told you that Duolingo is ineffective and useless for language learning, I'll tell you about the good sides of Duolingo. Duolingo is a great opportunity to take a first glance at a language. For instance, if you have the sudden urge to start studying Russian, instead of buying an expensive app like Babbel, you can just download Duolingo. If you then notice that you actually hate Russian and you would rather watch YouTube videos the whole day because you're addicted to the dopamine kick, you didn't send money down the sewer by paying for an expensive language learning app. In conclusion, Duolingo is a great way to dip your toes into Russian. After you've decided that you want to proceed learning Russian, Duolingo is inefficient and I would highly recommend switching to other language acquisition methods. Of course, you can still keep on using Duolingo because you want to keep your streak alive, but other than that, forget about the app. Thanks for watching and see you around.